Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the new members and those of you who have found your way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in as we have some explosive news to go over today. As Ripple, it seems to be a done deal that they're set to buy a New York crypto trust company to expand U.S. options. This is a major developing story. This is why you cannot just be 100% emotional based on just the price action. You've got to understand the adoption that's taking place, the stages of the lawsuit that we're in with the SEC right now, the fact that we're coming towards the final chapter, and just some of the expansion that's taking place within Ripple, within the XRP ledger, and how that correlates to the price of XRP is something spectacular. And this is going to be a transcending moment for those who hold XRP, that it's going to turn you from a life of maybe destitute right now with how it is with the ever-increasing cost of living, the increase in energy and efficiency, the decrease in what seemingly is the normal paycheck. So this is going to be one investment with XRP, if you stay true to it, that in the end, it's going to transcend your wealth in a way that you can't even fathom at this very moment. A lot of the fairy tales that are out there on social media that give us the disillusion that we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, that XRP can never do what it's supposed to do, or that it'll never hit those ridiculous price targets. As that might be true with the 10 and 20 and 50,000 targets, I'm talking about a simple move to $10, ladies and gentlemen. A simple move to $10 that it would transcend the way you view things. Imagine spending just $3,500 on an asset and it turns into $100,000. Would that help the way things are in your very circumstance? I know from my own personal circumstance, that would go a long way if these investments pay off in those regards. And that's just at $10. So understand something special is being built here, and there's a reason for the liquidity pool with XRP and with Ripple. But in our regard right now with XRP, there's a reason why we have so many tokens. There's a reason why we have 100 billion maximum, or 99.4 billion maximum total circulating supply. It's going to be the liquidity hub for the banking sector and the new corridor. Once we don't do the payment, when we don't have paper dollar and we go digital, instead of having the liquidity of just being able to print the dollars with inflation. So every time they go to the budget meeting and they say, well, we have to raise the debt ceiling. Well, think of it as this instance. They won't be able to do that anymore if we don't have a paper dollar. So in the digital sense, they'll say, okay, time to raise the budget. They'll just unleash some XRP. That'll be the liquidity pool. And then it'll help float the banks, and it'll make their books look a little bit better than they are, just like how you print money and bail them out now. It would just be in a different sense. And I believe that's the liquidity hub is XRP. I believe that's why you're going through this lawsuit, that they get the clarity before anybody. I think that's why this is all going on, and I think that's why you've had some price manipulation over the years, because you're not going to get the institutions to buy at $4, $5, $10. They want to buy in the cents. They want to buy in the cents. So consider all of that if you're holding XRP and you're thinking of selling it in the cents. We're not here for the cents game. Ripple to buy New York crypto trust company to expand U.S. options. And if you are watching, please take a moment, just hit that like button so we can force YouTube to push us through the recommendations and continue to grow this beautiful community. If you are watching my content and haven't hit that subscribe button, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and join the over 20,000 subscribers. The more subscribers we have, the more of a chance we have to be pushed through the algorithm, and the more of a chance we have to explode in this community. I believe we're on the fringes of being at that exact moment. It just is going to take the right sharing from my audience and the right content by me to push us to the next level. And I am very in tune with what I want to do, and I'm very dedicated to each and every one of you. So I thank you for your trust, your support as always. So again, Ripple to buy New York crypto trust company to expand U.S. options. Standard custody and trust company, or trust co, I should say, which has a New York charter, will be the latest acquisition to grow Ripple's regulatory qualifications. Ripple is planning to acquire Standard Custody and Trust Co. along with its New York charter. Jesse Hamilton of CoinDesk gives that information. Ripple's accusation plan to grab a company with the New York Trust Charter will expand the business it's allowed to conduct in the U.S. potentially letting it move beyond its well-known role as a payments network. The deal, Ripple's second recent purchase of a custody business, must still be approved by the New York regulator. Ripple struck a deal to acquire a deal to acquire Standard Custody and Trust Go, the company said Tuesday, in order to secure a New York trust charter and an ongoing expansion of its U.S. regulatory licensing. Despite Ripple's overseas focus and its high-profile legal clash with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, which has so far mostly gone against the regulator, the global payments company is still trying to stretch its capabilities in the U.S. The limited purpose trust charter, held in New York by the company Ripple is buying, will let it offer more in-house services, including the financial firm seeking to tokenize assets. The company is trying to push beyond the payments network it's known for and into other financial products in which their institutional customers can benefit from blockchain technology. We want to offer more and more of these infrastructure pieces to these financial institutions, said Ripple President Monica Long in an interview with CoinDesk. We see this as giving us a lot of flexibility. She called it a long-term project, and she said Ripple is also still seeking to complete the rest of its U.S. money transmission licensing. The deal with Standard Custody and Trust, for which Ripple has declined to disclose terms, and which is still awaiting approval from the New York Department of Financial Services, adds a crypto custody and settlement business to Ripple's stable. That would let customers maintain custody with Ripple instead of having to go to an outside partner. That is so huge for liquidity and institutional investors. It is all lining up for institutions, ladies and gentlemen. And if you've been on this journey since 21 with me, this is the time in history we've been waiting for. It's been 3 long years so far since 21. 3 long years. Don't give up moments before the finish line. Don't give up in that moment of liquidity that they scoop you out just to go to those extreme levels. Don't become the liquidity pool to fund the institutions. If you want to be one of the big boys, it's not made in a bull market. It's made in these very moments when you have to make these very decisions, when everything is going bearish, when everything's been down, when everything's been beaten, when it seems like all hope is lost. These are the times you stand strong, and these are the times I preached in 21, and you're going to get more tone of preaching from here on out. This is the kind of content that needs to be put out for XRP holders so you understand you are not wrong for holding XRP. Despite what everybody might think, you are ahead of the game right now. You are ahead of the game. We've got liquidity pools all the way up near $3.60 from January of 2018 when we went to all-time highs. You're going to get it at 2 for $1 right now. If you got it a little while ago with us, 3 for $1. So consider where you stand right now. Consider where you stand, even if you buy it at 50 cents. If it goes up to $10, if it goes up to $5, from 5 to 10, ladies and gentlemen, if you buy it at 50 cents, from 5 to 10, every time it goes up $5, you make 1,000%. Which means every single time XRP goes up $5. And think of the history of XRP. Think of when we actually do break out and it starts to be widely used with all the adoption that's being had. Imagine you buy it at 50 cents. And it goes from 5 to 10. And you're 35, or actually you're 5,000. Because at 50 cents you'd have to spend 5,000. Your 10,000 tokens at $5,000. That goes, every single time it goes up 10x, or $5, your $5,000 turns into 50. So every $5 move with XRP, you make 50 grand. Right now, where we bought it as a community at 34.6, if you've been with me since early 23, every single time XRP moves up, you guessed it, $3.46, your $3,400 turns into 34,000. That's why you buy it in the cents, not the dollar. Just consider that. Consider that understanding. What could you do every $3 or every $3.50? There will be some people that are buying at $1.50, $2.50, some that are holding at that very $3.50. That $3.50 that you're buying at in the cents and you're holding and considering selling right now. Remember, there's liquidity pools up there that Ripple will not be able to go. It's not going to go without collecting that liquidity. They're going to get that liquidity one way or the other. Even if this token was dead, they're going to go up for one massive double top up there. And they're going to grab that liquidity even if it belly flops. So if you sit in this at the right moment in history where you're at, and you take advantage of an opportunity that you will not have again. We've already done the up and down, up and down. We're in a 6-year consolidation. From January of 2018, this price started the downtrending resistance on the very first hit of all-time highs. And we can call it anywhere from 350 to 375, 380, depending on exchange. I'll just say 360 or 350. We then went on a transcending moment of historic liquidation where it took better than, and hear me out, it took better than 2 years to find the floor. Finally, on March of 2020, XRP reached the floor of around 10 cents and some change. Now, since 2020, XRP's been on a remarkable consolidation, starting in January of 2018 when it all-time highs, but not knowing where you would converge to until we hit March of 2020 at just over 10 cents. Then we went on what was a historic bear market rally for XRP because it never went back into a bull market. We never made our holders whole that were sitting from the last bull market, which means it was a historic bear market consolidation. We went up to $1.98. This community benefited greatly, all 1,500 of us at the time. At a 47-cent average, we sold at $1.66. And then we waited and waited until we're in our positions now. Now from 2021, it once again converged right back down to that uptrend in 2022. Hit it at 28.6 cents. Hit it again at about 29.2 cents. Hit it again, I believe it was at about 34. Now the next time if it hits it again would be 38.6. Which means the floor right now, if you look at the all-time pattern, is 38.6 cents unless it breaks through. If it breaks through, you have a problem. But if we stay on that same consolidation that brought us to all-time highs, that's what you're looking at. So just consider all of this as we continue to read this. And I just went on a nice view for each and every one of you to understand the importance of XRP at these levels. Don't let anybody trick you out of what you know. There's a big smear campaign for a reason. You're not supposed to hold XRP. You're not supposed to hold it through those kind of rallies. They want you to buy it at the top for liquidity hubs, not at the bottom to make life-changing alters in your wealth, period. Ripple is known in the U.S. for going toe-to-toe with the SEC in federal court over the regulator's accusations that XRP was a security. Though one judge has largely ruled on Ripple's side, the case will continue to be fought in higher courts. Long said the company's hesitation about the U.S. isn't as much about that specific clash as it's about the regulatory uncertainty over digital assets. But the U.S. is a major market, and we believe it's possible for the U.S. to emerge as a leader in driving innovation, she said. This latest Ripple acquisition follows a deal last year in which Ripple bought another cryptocurrency custody firm, Medico. Please make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this update. If you appreciate my breakdown or you want to be part of the community and expanding your portfolio into XRP, do not hesitate to hit that subscribe button and look in the video description below to find ways to buy XRP. I've got multiple ways that I use. They have the lowest spot fees, in most cases no spot fees. And I encourage you to buy spot. If you do insist on buying with leverage, there's also options for that through these exchanges. But I would tell you and warn you, we're building up through spot trading for a historic wealth transfer. Be part of that historic wealth transfer. Join me. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. And in the comments, if you stayed until the end, not only type that you'll be a part of the historic transfer, just type hashtag be better, do better. We are a loving community built on positivity. Continue to push that agenda.